All right, Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler. No, no, no. Say it ain't so. Please tell me no. I really, really hope that fight isn't happening, but it most likely is, and that's a rough one for me. Big Tony fan, big Chandler fan. Do not want to see him fight, regardless of the circumstances. Honestly, definitely don't want to see it now. Michael Chandler's on a 2-fight skid, but it's hard to call it a 2-fight skid given that the 2 fights were pretty fucking awesome. Tony's on a 3-fight skid. That one hurts a little bit more, and by a little bit more I mean excruciatingly so more. It's bad, which means I have to root for Tony, because Michael Chandler can be on a 3-fight losing streak and still be in the organization, and he would still rightfully be so. Doesn't look good if Tony's on a 4-fight losing streak. Although the people he lost to, Gaethje, the champion, Oliveira, Beneil Dariush, fighting for a proverbial #1 contenders fight, and then seemingly, if he, under the assumption that he does, to Michael Chandler. That's quite the resume. That's quite the stack of people to lose to. But it's brutal business, and it's hard. I am very, very, very afraid that Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson will be Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson, but worse. Like, quite frankly, it gives me like nightmares. It's rough. It's scary to me because I love Tony and I want to see him do well and I want to see him win again, like by any cost, by any means, in whatever fashion. But I also like Michael Chandler, and I really am scared because I mean, Tony's fought power strikers before, but that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is age and accumulation of damage. Tony gets hit in basically every single fight. He's got that tough chin. He's a tough man. He can deal with it and take it, as we saw in the Justin Gaethje fight. In the Justin Gaethje fight, TKO late 5th round, one fighter got knocked down. It wasn't Tony Ferguson. Everybody remember that? Second round winding uppercut, caught him good, or Gaethje was going for the winding uppercut. Tony hit him with the short one, dropped him. Who drops Justin Gaethje? Tony Ferguson. I mean, so it shows you that Tony has the power or the precision to deal with these guys. It's just rough because he's taking so much damage now, especially after that Gaethje fight. That was an awesome moment in it. Everything after that was very, very rough. I mean, you talk about one of the hardest fights to watch. I mean, like, every once in a while I'll go and torture myself and watch it again. Just like, if I want to feel sad. I don't know why you would ever want to feel sad, but if I ever do, I know what fight to watch. I mean, it is exceedingly brutal. As one of the biggest Tony fans, in my area at least, to watch. Other side of the coin, Michael Chandler. Really, 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 really enjoying Michael Chandler's tenure in the UFC. It's Wednesday night now. On Monday, or was it Monday? No, I think it was yesterday actually. I watched DC and RC. I watched DC and RC. Michael Chandler was on there, and they were talking about his first year in the promotion. And I had to I was cooking pasta over in that kitchen, and I had to take a break. I had to stop and think for a second, like, wait, Michael Chandler's only been in the UFC for a year. That can't be right. That has to be untrue. But it was. It was true. Coming in 2021, co-main event for Connor, knocks out Dan Hooker. Shortly thereafter, in what was it? May? I think it was May. Basically beats Charles Oliveira. Basically knocks him out, wakes him back up by continuing to beat his skull in. And then just sort of, honestly gets unlucky. Short left hook, bink. Didn't see it coming. It's all it takes though. Legitimate win by Charles. It's just he was right there. And then the fight of the year with Justin Gaethje. I mean, I don't know if there will ever be another fight setting like there was for me personally when it was Chandler versus Gaethje. I mean, it opened up the card. It wasn't like the co-main event. It opened up the card. Everybody was around it, and every single punch that landed, even some that didn't, people were still freaking out about it. By the time in the couple minutes into the first round when Chandler had Gaethje hurt, everybody's going nuts. Second round with that short uppercut, Gaethje drops Chandler, boom, down fast, everybody's going insane. And then the third round was the best. Even if it wasn't the most action-packed, the third round was phenomenal, with Chandler just putting caution to the wind, throwing it away, discarding it, getting punched in the face and going, come on, boom, come on, boom, knocks him back, comebacks over, walks up, gets in his face. That is the coolest fucking thing ever. That is so badass. That's not something anybody would think to do in a fight, particularly in a very competitive fight. I mean, it's the coolest shit ever. I don't want to see Michael Chandler go. I don't care if he's on a 5-fight losing streak. I do not want to see him go. Which means, in order for him to stay, he must get wins. He must be successful. As a huge Tony fan, it pains me to say this is an avenue for him to be very successful. Tony is getting older. He's able to take shots, but I mean, how much more can one man take? That's all I can say. How much more can one man take? How much more can we ask one man to take? Even if Tony beats Chandler, which is still a possibility. I'm acting like it's an execution. It's still a competitive fight. But if Tony beats Chandler, he's still not likely to get in a title anytime soon or ever. I hate to say it. Believe me, I hate to say it. But it's probably true. I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it is what it is. If Chandler beats Tony, he can get back in there. Because, I mean, he may be on a 2-fight losing streak. Hard to call the Charles Oliveira fight a loss. I mean, sure, it happened, and we have to call it a loss. It's just that it's very hard to, because he looked so phenomenal in it. The fight with Justin Gaethje. Who puts Justin Gaethje in a position like that? You're going to say two people, Dustin Poirier and Khabib. Khabib did it with grappling and wrestling. He was able to let his hands go, but that's because Justin was definitely afraid of the takedown, rightfully so. Dustin, yes, he knocked him out, TKO'd him, but he was in a bit of trouble before that happened. I mean, it's not like Dustin wasn't taking shots either. And like, it's not like in the first round, Dustin was about to finish Justin Gaethje. In the first round, Michael Chandler almost finished Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje. And he's just got that power that, the most important thing, fuck the power, it's the athleticism. He can dart in and out like an insect, like a praying mantis. It is phenomenal to watch him work, and that's why I love watching him fight, but that's why I absolutely abhor this fight between Tony and Chandler. It's watching two of my favorite fighters, my two favorite fighters in the lightweight division right now, fight. And if either of them loses, it could mean serious trouble for their career. Serious trouble. That's not something I want to see for either man. So I can hardly even root for, like, I have to root for Tony, because I'm the biggest Tony fan, but I also don't want to see Michael Chandler lose, which means I have to root for Chandler. But rooting for Chandler means that I'm rooting against Tony, and even if I'm not rooting against Tony, rooting for Michael Chandler to win is the antithesis of rooting for rooting for Tony Ferguson to win. Like, there's no victory here. I can't root for anybody, because anytime I try and justify it, self-justify it, and root for somebody, I end up thinking about the other guy, and I go over to their side. It's a never-ending cycle. It's my little circle of hell, and I hate this fight. I really hope it doesn't happen, but it probably will. So I'll be watching it with my eyes closed.